A woman gives birth to a black baby and a white baby. Her husband thinks that she has cheated on him, so he abandons her. Years later, he regrets his decision. In the delivery room, Rachel Thompson lay on the bed, her face a mix of exhaustion and anticipation. She focused on the rhythmic beeping of the monitors and the encouraging voices of the medical team around her. "Just one more push, Rachel," urged Dr. Patel, a kind-eyed obstetrician who had been by Rachel's side throughout her pregnancy. "You're doing great." Rachel took a deep breath and gave one last, determined push. The room filled with the sound of a newborn's first cry, followed quickly by a second. Relief washed over Rachel as she lay back, breathless but joyful, and the nurses placed her twins into her arms. "They're beautiful," she whispered, tears of happiness in her eyes. She studied their tiny faces, marveling at their perfect fingers and toes. "I can't believe they're finally here." The door to the delivery room swung open, and Marcus, Rachel's husband, entered, his face a mixture of excitement and nervousness. His eyes widened with joy as he took in the sight of his children, and he moved quickly to Rachel's side. "Rachel, you did it," he said, leaning down to kiss her forehead. "Let me see them." Rachel smiled and lifted the babies slightly so Marcus could get a better look. But as his gaze shifted from one twin to the other, his expression changed from awe to confusion, then to something darker. "Rachel, what is this?" Marcus asked, his voice trembling slightly as he looked from the dark-skinned baby girl to the light-skinned baby boy. Rachel's smile faltered, confusion knitting her brow. "What do you mean?" she replied softly, not understanding his tone. "One of them is, how is this even possible?" Marcus's voice rose, disbelief and suspicion lacing his words. Dr. Patel, sensing the tension, stepped forward. "It's unusual, but it can happen," she explained. "There are cases where twins can have different skin colors due to genetic variation. It's rare, but—" Marcus cut her off, his voice cold. "No, this isn't right. Rachel, you need to tell me the truth." Rachel felt her heart drop. She had imagined this moment 1,000 times, but never like this. "Marcus, I don't know why they look different. We'll figure it out together, okay? Just please don't jump to conclusions." He stepped back, shaking his head. "I can't believe this is happening," he muttered, more to himself than to anyone else in the room. The warmth that had filled his eyes moments before was gone, replaced by a hardness that Rachel had never seen before. "Marcus, please," Rachel implored, tears of confusion and hurt welling up. "Don't do this now. We need you. I need you." Marcus's face was set, his jaw tight as he looked at Rachel one last time. "I can't deal with this right now," he said, turning on his heel and walking out of the room, his footsteps echoing down the corridor. The room was silent, the weight of his departure hanging heavily in the air. Rachel held her twins close, her mind racing with questions and fears. She looked down at her children, their eyes blinking sleepily up at her, and felt a fierce surge of love and protectiveness. "It's okay, babies," she murmured, pressing a kiss to each of their foreheads. "We'll be okay." As the nurses moved around her, tidying up and offering quiet reassurances, Rachel knew that her life had changed forever. She was filled with uncertainty, but as she gazed into her children's eyes, she resolved to face whatever came next with courage and strength. Outside the hospital, the city of San Francisco hummed with life, oblivious to the drama unfolding within its walls. The fog rolled in from the bay, shrouding the streets in a gentle mist, as if offering a soft embrace to Rachel and her new family. The sterile scent of antiseptic lingered in the hospital corridor as Rachel sat in a small waiting area, cradling her newborn twins in her arms. The sound of Marcus's footsteps echoed in her mind, a painful reminder of his abrupt departure. She watched the nurses bustle around, their movements a blur as she struggled to process what had just happened. Rachel glanced down at her babies, Lily and Noah, who lay nestled against her chest. Lily, with her curly black hair and rich brown skin, gazed up at Rachel with wide, curious eyes. Noah, with his soft blonde curls and fair complexion, blinked sleepily. They were perfect, and Rachel's heart ached with love and confusion. A nurse approached, her expression gentle and sympathetic. "Rachel, would you like to move to your room now?" she asked softly. Rachel nodded, her voice barely above a whisper. "Yes, please." As she was wheeled down the corridor to her room, Rachel's mind raced with unanswered questions. How could Marcus leave them like this? She had imagined him by her side, sharing in the joy and wonder of their new family. Instead, she felt a profound sense of loss, a void where his support and love should have been. Once settled in her room, Rachel tried to calm the whirlwind of emotions inside her. The room was quiet, save for the gentle coos of the twins. She stroked their tiny hands, drawing strength from their innocence and trust. Later, as night fell and the hospital grew quieter, Rachel lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Her thoughts were a tangled web of confusion and fear. She couldn't understand why Marcus had reacted so harshly, why he had been unable to see beyond his immediate shock. The next morning, Rachel's parents arrived at the hospital, their faces alight with excitement and anticipation. As they entered the room, Rachel felt a surge of relief and gratitude. Her mother, Susan, rushed forward to embrace her. "Oh, Rachel, they're beautiful," Susan exclaimed, tears of joy in her eyes as she looked at Lily and Noah. Rachel smiled weakly, grateful for her mother's warmth. "Thank you, Mom." Her father, David, stood by the bed, his eyes misty as he took in the sight of his grandchildren. "They're perfect, Rachel. You did an amazing job." As Susan cradled Lily in her arms and David held Noah, Rachel felt a sense of solace. Her parents' acceptance and love enveloped her, providing a temporary respite from the storm of emotions within her. "Where's Marcus?" David asked, looking around as if expecting Marcus to appear at any moment. Rachel hesitated, swallowing the lump in her throat. He had to leave," she said quietly, unable to meet their eyes. Susan and David exchanged a glance, their expressions shifting from joy to concern. "Rachel, is everything okay?" Susan asked gently, placing a hand on her daughter's arm. Rachel shook her head, her voice trembling as she recounted the events of the previous day. "He couldn't handle it. He thinks I betrayed him." Susan's eyes widened in disbelief. "But that's absurd. How could he think that?" David's face hardened with anger. "I can't believe he would abandon you at a time like this." Rachel's eyes filled with tears, and she took a shaky breath. "I don't know what to do, Mom. I feel so lost." Susan wrapped her arms around Rachel, holding her close. "You're not alone, Rachel. We're here for you, every step of the way. We'll figure this out together." Rachel nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude for her parents' unwavering support. She knew she had to be strong for her children, to protect and nurture them despite the challenges ahead. Over the next few days, Rachel remained in the hospital, caring for her twins and trying to come to terms with the new reality of her life. Each night, as the hospital lights dimmed and the city outside fell into slumber, Rachel lay awake, her thoughts a jumble of hope and fear. Finally, the day came for Rachel to bring Lily and Noah home. As she dressed the twins in tiny outfits her mother had brought, she felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. The world outside the hospital felt vast and daunting, filled with unknowns. Her parents helped her gather her things, and soon they were ready to leave. As Rachel stepped into the bright sunlight outside the hospital, she took a deep breath, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. The drive home was a blur of city streets and passing scenery. When they finally arrived at Rachel's cozy house in a quiet neighborhood, she felt a sense of relief. This was her sanctuary, a place where she could begin to build a new life for her children. Inside, Rachel settled the twins into their nursery, a room she had lovingly prepared over the past few months. As she watched them sleep, she felt a renewed sense of determination. She would do everything in her power to give them a happy, loving home, no matter the obstacles. With her parents by her side, Rachel knew she could face whatever lay ahead. Though Marcus's absence left a lingering ache, she was resolved to move forward, embracing the challenges and joys of motherhood with open arms. In the quiet of her home, surrounded by the love and support of her family, Rachel found the strength to take the first steps on this unexpected journey. The morning sun filtered through the sheer curtains of Rachel's cozy home, casting a warm glow over the living room. The house was filled with the joyful sounds of Lily and Noah as they played together, their laughter echoing through the rooms. Rachel watched them with a smile, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the light they brought into her life. 5 years had passed since that fateful day in the hospital, and Rachel had grown into her role as a single mother with resilience and grace. She had faced challenges she never imagined, but the love she had for her children fueled her every step. As she prepared breakfast, Rachel glanced at the wall calendar, noting the day's appointments and activities. Her life had become a delicate balancing act of work, parenting, and personal growth, but she embraced it with determination. "Mommy, look!" Lily called out, her voice bright with excitement. She held up a drawing she had just completed, a colorful depiction of their family. Rachel knelt beside her daughter, admiring the artwork. "It's beautiful, Lily. You're such a talented artist," she praised, ruffling Lily's curls affectionately. Lily beamed with pride, her dark eyes shining. "I'm going to make lots of pictures, and we can hang them all over the house." Noah, not wanting to be left out, held up his own drawing. "And I'm going to build the biggest Lego tower ever." Rachel laughed, her heart swelling with love. "I can't wait to see it, Noah. You're both amazing." As they finished breakfast, the doorbell rang. Rachel wiped her hands on a towel and went to answer it, finding her best friend Emily on the doorstep, holding a basket of fresh fruit and baked goods. "Morning, Rachel," Emily greeted with a smile, stepping inside and setting the basket on the kitchen counter. "I thought I'd bring a little something for you and the kids." "Thank you, Emily. You're a lifesaver, as always," Rachel said, giving her friend a grateful hug. Emily had been a constant source of support since the beginning, always there to lend a helping hand or offer words of encouragement. Her friendship was a lifeline, a reminder that Rachel was never truly alone in her journey. "How are you doing?" Emily asked, settling into a chair as the children ran off to play. Rachel took a deep breath, considering the question. "I'm doing okay," she replied honestly. "Some days are harder than others, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Lily and Noah make it all worthwhile." Emily nodded, her expression thoughtful. "You're doing an incredible job, Rachel. Those kids are lucky to have you." Rachel smiled, feeling the warmth of Emily's words. "Thank you. It's not always easy, but I've learned a lot about myself along the way." They chatted for a while, sharing stories and laughter, the comfort of their friendship filling the room. As Emily prepared to leave, Rachel felt a renewed sense of energy and purpose. That afternoon, Rachel took Lily and Noah to the park, a sprawling green space nestled in the heart of their neighborhood. It was a place they often visited, a haven where the children could run and explore to their heart's content. "Race you to the swings!" Noah shouted, taking off at full speed, Lily close on his heels. Rachel followed at a leisurely pace, watching as they raced across the grass, their faces lit with pure joy. She settled onto a bench, keeping a watchful eye on them as they played. The park was bustling with families, the air filled with the sounds of children's laughter and birds singing in the trees. Rachel took a moment to soak it all in, feeling grateful for the community that had embraced her and her children so warmly. As the afternoon sun began to dip toward the horizon, casting long shadows across the park, Rachel called the twins over. "Time to head home, guys," she said, smiling as they reluctantly left the swings and joined her. "Can we have ice cream on the way?" Lily asked, her eyes hopeful. Rachel chuckled, nodding. "Sure, why not? You two have been great today." They stopped at a small ice cream stand near the park entrance, where Rachel let them choose their favorite flavors. As they sat on a nearby bench, enjoying their treats, Rachel felt a deep sense of contentment. In that moment, she realized how far they had come. The fear and uncertainty of those early days had given way to a life filled with love and laughter. Rachel knew there would still be challenges ahead, but she was ready to face them with open arms and a full heart. The walk home was peaceful, the evening air cool and refreshing. As they approached their house, Rachel felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. She had created a home where her children felt safe and loved, a place where they could grow and thrive. As they settled in for the night, Rachel tucked Lily and Noah into bed. Reading them their favorite story, she watched as their eyes grew heavy with sleep, their faces peaceful and serene. "Good night, my loves," she whispered, kissing their foreheads before quietly leaving the room. In the stillness of her own room, Rachel reflected on the journey she had taken over the past 5 years. Though it had been fraught with challenges and heartache, it had also been filled with moments of profound joy and discovery. With a renewed sense of hope, Rachel closed her eyes, ready to embrace whatever the future might bring. She knew that with her children by her side, she had everything she needed to build a life of happiness and fulfillment. The morning sun spilled through the kitchen window, casting a warm glow over the breakfast table where Rachel sat with Lily and Noah. Their chatter filled the room as they shared stories and laughter, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. "Mom, can I show Dr. Kim my drawing today?" Lily asked, her eyes bright with excitement. "Of course, sweetheart," Rachel replied, smiling. "I'm sure she'll love it." Today was a special day for Rachel and the twins. Dr. Lisa Kim, a geneticist and family friend, was visiting to discuss the genetic phenomenon that had resulted in the twins' different skin colors. Rachel hoped this conversation would provide clarity and perhaps a sense of closure. As the doorbell rang, Rachel felt a flutter of nerves. She took a deep breath and opened the door to find Dr. Kim standing there with a warm smile, carrying a briefcase and a small gift bag. "Rachel, it's so good to see you," Dr. Kim said, stepping inside and giving Rachel a quick hug. "It's great to see you too, Lisa," Rachel replied, leading her into the living room where Lily and Noah were playing. "Hello, you two," Dr. Kim greeted the twins, kneeling to their level. "I brought a little something for you." Lily and Noah eagerly opened the gift bag to find 2 books about genetics, illustrated with fun, colorful drawings. They thanked Dr. Kim, their faces lighting up with delight. Once they were settled on the couch with their new books, Rachel and Dr. Kim moved to the kitchen table, where Rachel had set out coffee and pastries. "Thank you for coming, Lisa," Rachel began, her voice earnest. "I've been looking forward to understanding more about what makes Lily and Noah so unique." Dr. Kim nodded, her expression serious yet reassuring. "Of course, Rachel. I'm glad to help explain. As I mentioned before, what we're dealing with here is a rare genetic occurrence known as heteropaternal superfecundation." Rachel listened intently as Dr. Kim continued. "It happens when a woman releases 2 eggs during her cycle, and each is fertilized by sperm from different partners. In your case, it's a bit different due to a rare genetic anomaly. Marcus's family has a history of genes that carry diverse phenotypes, allowing for this variation," Dr. Kim explained. "So, it's like a throwback to earlier genes?" Rachel asked, seeking clarity. "Exactly," Dr. Kim confirmed. "Both you and Marcus have diverse ancestry in your family trees, which led to this unique genetic expression in your twins." Rachel absorbed this information, feeling a mix of relief and awe at the complexities of genetics. "Thank you, Lisa. It's incredible to finally understand," Rachel said, her voice filled with gratitude. Dr. Kim smiled warmly. "Your children are remarkable, Rachel. This is a testament to the wonderful diversity that can exist within families." As they talked, Rachel felt a sense of peace settle over her. For years she had wondered about the twins' different appearances, and now she had an explanation grounded in science. It was a relief to know there was nothing amiss, only the intricate beauty of human genetics. After their discussion, Dr. Kim joined the twins in the living room, engaging them in a conversation about their new books. Lily proudly showed her drawing to Dr. Kim, who admired it with genuine enthusiasm. As the afternoon sun dipped lower in the sky, Dr. Kim prepared to leave. Rachel walked her to the door, feeling grateful for her friend's support and expertise. "Thank you again, Lisa. You've given us so much more than answers today," Rachel said, embracing her friend. "It's my pleasure, Rachel. Remember, you're doing an amazing job with them," Dr. Kim replied, her words a soothing balm to Rachel's heart. After Dr. Kim left, Rachel returned to the living room, where Lily and Noah were busy arranging their books on the shelf. "Mom, is Dr. Kim coming back soon?" Noah asked, looking up with hopeful eyes. "I'm sure she'd love to visit again," Rachel replied, sitting down beside them. "How about we read some of those books together tonight?" Lily and Noah nodded eagerly, snuggling closer to their mother as they settled on the couch with their new books. As they read, Rachel felt a profound sense of gratitude for the people in her life who supported and uplifted her. With each page they turned, she was reminded of the strength and resilience that had carried her through the years. The evening passed in a warm, comforting rhythm, filled with stories and laughter. As Rachel tucked Lily and Noah into bed later that night, she reflected on the day's revelations and felt a renewed sense of hope for the future. In the quiet of her own room, Rachel knew that understanding the science behind her children's unique traits was only part of the journey. What truly mattered was the love and joy they shared as a family, the bonds they had forged through every trial and triumph. With a contented heart, Rachel closed her eyes, ready to embrace the days to come with newfound clarity and purpose. She knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, her family's love would continue to be their guiding light. The warm glow of the setting sun bathed the neighborhood in a soft, golden light as Rachel watched Lily and Noah play in the backyard. Their laughter filled the air, mingling with the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. It was a scene of peace and happiness, a testament to the life Rachel had built for them. Rachel sat on the porch, sipping a cup of tea and reflecting on the journey that had brought them here. It was hard to believe 5 years had passed since the tumultuous day at the hospital. The memories of Marcus's anger and accusations had faded with time, replaced by the joy and challenges of raising her children. Yet, despite the contentment she felt in her life, Rachel couldn't shake a lingering sense of unease. Marcus had disappeared from their lives without a trace, leaving behind unanswered questions and unresolved emotions. Her thoughts were interrupted by the sound of the doorbell ringing. Rachel set down her cup and went to answer it, feeling a flicker of curiosity. When she opened the door, she was met with a face she hadn't seen in years. "Marcus," she said, her voice a mixture of surprise and disbelief. He stood on the doorstep, looking older and more worn than she remembered. There was a hint of vulnerability in his eyes, a stark contrast to the anger she had last seen in them. "Rachel," Marcus replied, his voice tinged with hesitation. "I know it's been a long time. I was hoping we could talk." Rachel took a deep breath, steadying herself. She had imagined this moment countless times, wondering what she would say if he ever returned. Now, faced with the reality of it, she felt a mix of emotions swirling within her. "Come in," she said finally, stepping aside to let him enter. Marcus followed her into the living room, his gaze taking in the familiar surroundings. It was clear he was nervous, and Rachel felt a pang of empathy despite everything that had happened. "Your place looks nice," Marcus commented, his attempt at small talk awkward but sincere. "Thank you," Rachel replied, sitting down on the couch and gesturing for him to do the same. "Lily and Noah are playing in the backyard." Marcus nodded, a wistful expression crossing his face. "I've missed a lot." Rachel met his gaze, her expression calm but resolute. "You did, Marcus. You walked away." "I know," Marcus admitted, his voice heavy with regret. "I was scared and confused. I handled everything wrong, and I'm so sorry for the pain I caused you." Rachel listened, her heart softening at his words. She had spent years trying to understand his reaction, and now, hearing his apology, she felt a weight lift from her shoulders. "I've learned a lot since then," Marcus continued, his eyes earnest. "I want to be part of their lives, Rachel. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm asking for a second chance." Rachel considered his words, her mind racing. She thought of the nights she had spent comforting Lily and Noah, the questions they had asked about their father. She thought of the life she had built without him, the strength and resilience she had found within herself. "Why now, Marcus?" she asked, her voice steady but curious. Marcus sighed, his expression contemplative. "I've spent the last few years thinking about my actions and the choices I made. I realized how much I missed by not being there for them, and for you. I want to make things right." Rachel's heart ached at the sincerity in his voice, but she also felt a fierce protectiveness for her children. She knew the decision she faced was not just about forgiveness, but about what was best for Lily and Noah. "I appreciate your apology, Marcus, and I'm glad you've had time to reflect," Rachel said, choosing her words carefully. "But I need to protect our children. I can't let them get hurt again." Marcus nodded, understanding the weight of her words. "I know I have to earn your trust. I'm willing to do whatever it takes." Rachel watched him, sensing the genuine desire for redemption in his eyes. Part of her wanted to believe he had changed, that he could be a positive influence in their children's lives. But the other part of her remembered the pain of his betrayal, the nights she had cried herself to sleep. "Let me think about it," Rachel said finally, her voice gentle but firm. "I need time to consider what's best for Lily and Noah." Marcus nodded, accepting her decision. "Thank you, Rachel. That's more than I deserve." As Marcus stood to leave, Rachel felt a mix of relief and uncertainty. She walked him to the door, feeling the tension between them slowly dissipating. Before he left, Marcus turned to her, his expression earnest. "Thank you for hearing me out. I hope we can find a way forward." Rachel nodded, watching as he walked down the path and disappeared into the fading light. She closed the door, leaning against it as she took a deep breath. The conversation with Marcus had stirred a whirlwind of emotions within her, but it had also given her a sense of closure she hadn't realized she needed. She knew the decision she faced was complicated, but she was determined to protect the life she had built for her family. That evening, as she tucked Lily and Noah into bed, Rachel felt a renewed sense of purpose. She had faced the ghosts of her past and emerged stronger for it. With her children by her side and a heart full of love, she was ready to face whatever the future might hold. The next morning dawned clear and bright, sunlight streaming through the windows and casting playful patterns across the living room floor. Rachel watched Lily and Noah eat breakfast, her mind still occupied with thoughts of Marcus's unexpected visit. She felt a swirl of emotions, relief, uncertainty, and a hint of hope. The conversation with Marcus had opened old wounds, but it also offered a chance for healing, for finding a way forward that she hadn't dared to imagine. "Mom, can we go to the park again today?" Noah asked, breaking into her thoughts. "Please, Mom," Lily chimed in, her eyes full of anticipation. Rachel smiled, grateful for their infectious enthusiasm. "Sure, we can go to the park. How about we pack a picnic and spend the afternoon there?" The twins cheered, their excitement filling the room. Rachel set about preparing their picnic, her heart lighter despite the lingering questions. Later, as they strolled to the park, Rachel marveled at the simple joys of life with her children. The sun was warm on her skin, and the air was filled with the sounds of birds and laughter from other families enjoying the day. They found a shady spot under a sprawling oak tree and spread out their blanket. Lily and Noah eagerly unpacked their lunch, chattering about their plans for the day. "Let's play tag after we eat," Lily suggested, her eyes bright with mischief. Noah grinned, nodding in agreement. "And we can build a fort with the fallen branches." Rachel laughed, feeling grateful for their boundless energy. She settled back against the tree trunk, watching as they ate and plotted their adventures. As the afternoon unfolded, Rachel found herself reflecting on Marcus's return and what it might mean for their future. She knew she had to weigh the potential benefits against the risks to protect her children from possible disappointment. "Mom, look at my tower," Noah called, drawing her attention to the impressive structure he had built with sticks and leaves. "Wow, Noah, that's amazing," Rachel praised, clapping her hands. Lily joined in, adding her own decorations to the fort. "We're the best builders ever." Rachel smiled, soaking in the joy of the moment. She knew these were the memories she would cherish, the moments that defined their family. As the sun began to dip toward the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Rachel gathered the picnic remnants and called the twins over. "Time to head home, guys," she said, folding the blanket. "It's almost dinner time." Lily and Noah groaned in protest but complied, gathering their things and helping pack up. As they walked home, Rachel felt a sense of peace settle over her. Despite the uncertainty of Marcus's return, she knew she had created a safe and loving environment for her children. That evening, as they sat around the dinner table, Rachel broached the subject of Marcus's visit with the twins. She knew it was important to be honest with them, to help them understand the changes that might be coming. "Lily, Noah, I want to talk to you about something," Rachel began, choosing her words carefully. The twins looked up, their faces curious and attentive. "Your dad came by yesterday," Rachel continued, watching their reactions closely. Noah's eyes widened in surprise. "Really? What did he want?" "He wanted to see you both and talk about the possibility of being part of your lives again," Rachel explained, her tone gentle. Lily frowned, processing the information. "Why now?" Rachel sighed, understanding their hesitation. "He said he's been thinking a lot about his choices and wants to make things right. But I want to hear what you both think about it." The twins exchanged a glance, their expressions thoughtful. "Can we meet him first?" Lily asked after a moment, her voice cautious but curious. Rachel nodded, relieved by their openness. "Of course. I'll set up a meeting so you can talk to him and decide how you feel." Noah nodded, his brow furrowed with concentration. "Yeah, I want to know what he has to say." Rachel felt a sense of pride in her children's maturity, grateful for their willingness to face the situation head-on. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she believed in their ability to navigate this new chapter together. As they finished dinner, Rachel felt a renewed sense of determination. She would protect her children while also allowing them the chance to explore their relationship with Marcus, if they chose to. It was a delicate balance, but she was ready to face it with strength and love. That night, as she tucked Lily and Noah into bed, Rachel lingered in their room, watching as they drifted off to sleep. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the life they had built together, the resilience and joy that defined their family. In the quiet of her own room, Rachel lay awake, contemplating the future. She knew the road ahead would be challenging, but she was ready to embrace it, armed with the love and support of her children. As she closed her eyes, Rachel felt a sense of peace settle over her. She was ready to face whatever lay ahead, confident in the strength of her family and the love that bound them together. The week passed, with a mix of anticipation and apprehension. Rachel spent time preparing the twins for their upcoming meeting with Marcus, carefully guiding them through their feelings and expectations. She wanted this meeting to be a positive experience, regardless of the outcome. One crisp Saturday morning, Rachel and the twins arrived at a quiet cafe in the heart of their neighborhood. The place was a favorite spot of Rachel's, known for its warm ambiance and delicious pastries. She had chosen it as a neutral ground for the meeting, hoping it would create a relaxed atmosphere. "Mom, do you think Dad will be nice?" Lily asked, her voice tinged with nervousness as they approached the cafe. Rachel knelt beside her, offering a reassuring smile. "I hope so, sweetheart. It's important to be open and honest with him. Just remember, we're in this together." Noah, holding his sister's hand, nodded. "Yeah, we'll be okay. We have each other." Rachel felt a swell of pride and gratitude for her children's resilience. She hoped that, regardless of the outcome, they would come away from this meeting feeling heard and respected. As they entered the cafe, Rachel spotted Marcus seated at a corner table. He looked up, his expression a mixture of nervousness and hope. Rachel led the twins over, feeling a flutter of apprehension. "Marcus." "Hi," Rachel said, her voice calm as she greeted him. "Hi, Rachel," Marcus replied, standing to shake her hand. "Thank you for meeting with me." Rachel nodded, gesturing for him to sit. These are Lily and Noah. Lily and Noah offered tentative smiles as they took their seats, their eyes curious but guarded. Marcus greeted them warmly, his voice gentle. "Hi, Lily. Hi, Noah. It's nice to see you both," he said, trying to sound as friendly as possible. "Hi," Lily responded, her tone cautious. Noah merely nodded, his gaze fixed on Marcus. They ordered their drinks and settled into conversation, the initial awkwardness gradually giving way to a more relaxed atmosphere. Marcus spoke with sincerity, sharing his reflections on the past few years and his desire to reconnect with his children. "I've missed so much," Marcus said, his voice filled with regret. "I've thought a lot about how to make things right, and I really want to be a part of your lives." Rachel watched as Marcus spoke, her heart aching at the sight of her children's mixed emotions. She could see their curiosity and apprehension reflected in their faces. Lily was the first to speak, her voice steady despite her nervousness. "Why didn't you come back sooner?" Marcus took a deep breath, searching for the right words. "I was afraid and didn't know how to make things right. I made mistakes and I'm really sorry. I should have tried harder." Noah looked at Marcus, his eyes searching for sincerity. "What do you want to do with us now?" "I want to be there for you," Marcus said earnestly. "I'd like to spend time with you, get to know you better, and be part of your lives. But I understand if you need time to decide how you feel about it." Rachel admired Marcus's honesty, though she could see the emotional toll it was taking on her children. She wanted them to feel empowered in their decisions, to understand that their feelings were valid. "Do you think we could meet again?" Lily asked tentatively, her voice soft but hopeful. "Maybe go to the park or something?" Marcus smiled, relief evident in his expression. "I'd love that. I want to respect your pace and your feelings." Rachel nodded, feeling a mix of relief and apprehension. "Let's plan another meeting, perhaps at the park. It's a place where we can all feel comfortable." As they wrapped up their meeting, Marcus expressed his gratitude and promised to be patient, understanding the importance of earning their trust. He offered to help with any future plans, eager to prove his commitment. As they left the cafe, Lily and Noah seemed more at ease, their faces reflecting a sense of cautious optimism. "Mom, do you think Dad will really change?" Noah asked, his voice thoughtful. Rachel smiled, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "I hope so, Noah. It's important that we give it a chance and see how things go." Lily nodded in agreement, her earlier apprehension giving way to a spark of hope. "Yeah, let's see how it works out." The walk home was filled with light chatter and the usual excitement of the twins, their spirits lifted by the positive outcome of their meeting. Rachel felt a renewed sense of hope and determination, ready to support her children through this new chapter of their lives. That evening, as she tucked Lily and Noah into bed, Rachel felt a profound sense of relief. The meeting with Marcus had gone better than she had anticipated, and she was grateful for the opportunity it provided to explore a new beginning for their family. As she sat by their bedside, Rachel reflected on the day's events. She knew that the path ahead would be filled with challenges and adjustments, but she was prepared to face them with her children by her side. In the quiet of her room that night, Rachel felt a renewed sense of hope for the future. She was ready to embrace the changes ahead, confident that with love, patience, and understanding, their family could find a way forward together. The days following the cafe meeting were filled with a new sense of anticipation. Rachel could see the subtle changes in Lily and Noah. They seemed more reflective, their conversations tinged with curiosity about their father. Rachel herself was cautiously optimistic, preparing for the next steps in this delicate process of reconciliation. One sunny Saturday morning, Rachel and the twins headed to the park for their second meeting with Marcus. The park had always been a place of joy for the family, with its expansive fields and playgrounds providing the perfect backdrop for a relaxed and informal gathering. As they arrived, Rachel noticed Marcus already there, waiting by the playground. He looked more at ease than before, his posture relaxed, and his expression hopeful. Rachel took a deep breath, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. "Hi, Marcus," Rachel greeted as they approached. "Hi, Rachel," Marcus replied with a warm smile. "Hi, Lily. Noah. It's good to see you again." "Hi," Lily and Noah said in unison, their voices more confident than at their last meeting. They settled on a picnic blanket under a large oak tree, a spot that offered a nice view of the playground where children were running around. Rachel had packed a simple lunch, sandwiches, fruit, and juice, hoping the casual setting would make the meeting more comfortable. As they ate, Marcus made an effort to engage the twins in conversation. He asked about their interests, their favorite games, and school activities. Lily talked about her love for drawing, while Noah shared his excitement about an upcoming science project. "You know," Marcus said, his eyes twinkling with genuine interest, "I used to love science projects when I was your age, Noah. What's your project about?" Noah's face lit up with enthusiasm as he explained his project on renewable energy sources. Marcus listened intently, nodding and asking questions that showed his interest. "That sounds really cool," Marcus said, genuinely impressed. "I'd love to hear more about it as you work on it." Lily, feeling a bit more comfortable, joined in the conversation. "I've been drawing a lot lately. Do you want to see some of my pictures?" Marcus's eyes softened as he nodded. "I'd love to see your drawings, Lily. I'm sure they're amazing." After lunch, Rachel suggested they all play a game at the playground. The twins eagerly agreed, and Marcus joined them, running around, pushing swings, and laughing along with them. It was a moment of shared joy, a small step toward rebuilding their relationship. As they played, Rachel observed from a distance, her heart both hopeful and cautious. She knew that building trust would take time and consistent effort. Marcus's willingness to engage with Lily and Noah was encouraging, but she remained mindful of the need for careful, gradual progress. After a few hours at the park, as the sun began to set and the park started to empty, Rachel called everyone over to the picnic blanket for a final chat. "Marcus, I appreciate you spending the day with us," Rachel said, her voice warm but measured. "It's been really nice to see you interact with Lily and Noah." Marcus smiled, his expression filled with gratitude. "Thank you for giving me this chance, Rachel. I know there's a lot of work to do, but I'm committed to being here for them." Lily and Noah, who had been playing nearby, came over to join the conversation. They seemed more at ease, their earlier apprehension replaced by a sense of comfort. "Do you want to come to the park again sometime?" Lily asked shyly, her voice hopeful. "I'd like that very much," Marcus replied, his smile genuine. "I want to be part of your lives, and spending time together is a great way to start." As they packed up to leave, Rachel felt a sense of cautious optimism. The day had gone well, and she was encouraged by the positive interactions between Marcus and the twins. On the way home, Lily and Noah chattered excitedly about their day. Rachel listened, her heart swelling with a mix of pride and relief. "Mom, can we go to the park with Dad again?" Noah asked, his voice filled with genuine enthusiasm. "If that's what you'd like, we can definitely plan another visit," Rachel replied, smiling. "We'll take it one step at a time." That evening, as Rachel tucked the twins into bed, she felt a renewed sense of hope. The day had been a positive step forward, and she was optimistic about the possibilities for the future. As she sat by their bedside, she reflected on the importance of patience and understanding in this process. She knew that rebuilding trust in relationships would require time and effort, but she was committed to supporting her children and navigating this new chapter with care. In the quiet of her room that night, Rachel felt a sense of peace and determination. She was ready to face the challenges ahead, confident in the strength of her family and the love that bound them together. With each step forward, she hoped to build a future filled with understanding, connection, and healing. The weeks following their visit to the park brought a new rhythm to Rachel's life. Marcus was making an effort to be present and involved, and the twins seemed to be adjusting to this new dynamic. They had begun looking forward to their weekend meetings with their father, and Rachel was cautiously optimistic about the progress. One chilly Saturday afternoon, Rachel and the twins were getting ready for another visit to the park. This time, Marcus had suggested they try a new activity, ice skating at a nearby rink. Rachel was unsure, but decided to embrace the change, hoping it would provide another opportunity for positive interaction. The twins were buzzing with excitement as they bundled up in their winter coats, scarves, and gloves. "Mom, are you excited about ice skating?" Lily asked, her eyes wide with enthusiasm. "I am," Rachel replied with a smile. "It's been a long time since I've skated, so I might be a bit rusty." As they arrived at the ice rink, they spotted Marcus waiting at the entrance, looking both eager and slightly apprehensive. He waved and smiled as they approached. "Hi, everyone," Marcus greeted. "Ready to hit the ice?" "Ready," Noah exclaimed, practically bouncing with excitement. Rachel could see the genuine pleasure on Marcus's face as he helped the twins put on their skates. There was a sense of camaraderie in the air, and Rachel hoped that this shared experience would strengthen their bond. Once everyone was on the ice, Marcus led the way, showing the twins how to balance and glide. The rink was filled with laughter and the occasional tumble as they all got used to the slippery surface. Marcus's encouragement and patience with Lily and Noah were evident, and Rachel felt a sense of relief seeing them enjoy themselves. "Look, Mom, I'm skating," Lily called out. Her face flushed with joy as she glided across the ice with newfound confidence. "You're doing great, Lily," Rachel shouted back, her voice full of pride. Noah, who had initially been a bit hesitant, quickly gained confidence and began skating with a smile. Marcus skated alongside him, offering tips and cheering him on. "Good job, Noah. You're really picking this up," Marcus said, clapping Noah on the back. As the afternoon went on, the group took a break for hot cocoa and snacks at the rink's cafe. They gathered around a small table, steam rising from their mugs, and the warmth of the cafe providing a welcome contrast to the cold outside. Marcus used the opportunity to engage the twins in conversation, asking them about their interests and experiences at school. The conversation flowed easily, with Marcus showing genuine interest in their lives. "You know," Marcus said, his tone thoughtful, "I've been thinking a lot about how to be more involved in your lives. What do you both enjoy doing the most?" "I like drawing and painting," Lily replied, her eyes lighting up. "And I also love reading books." "Me too," Noah added. "I've been working on a new science project. Maybe I can show it to you when it's done." "That sounds wonderful," Marcus said with a smile. "I'd love to see your project, Noah, and I'm sure Lily's drawings are amazing." Rachel observed the interaction, feeling a mix of hope and caution. She was pleased to see Marcus making an effort, but she was also aware of the need for continued consistency and commitment. As they finished their snacks and prepared to leave, Marcus suggested they plan another activity together soon. "How about we go to a museum or a zoo next time? I think it could be a lot of fun." The twins exchanged excited glances, clearly eager for more outings with their father. "That sounds great," Lily said. "Yeah, I'd like that," Noah agreed. As they left the rink and walked back to the car, Rachel could sense a shift in the atmosphere. The day had been enjoyable, and Marcus had shown a genuine effort to reconnect with his children. It was a positive step, but Rachel knew that consistency was key to building trust and repairing their relationship. On the drive home, the twins chattered excitedly about their day. Rachel listened, feeling a sense of contentment and optimism. She knew that while this was just one step in a long journey, it was a significant one. That evening, as she tucked Lily and Noah into bed, she felt a deep sense of gratitude. The day had been a success, and she was hopeful for the future. "Mom, can we go ice skating again soon?" Lily asked, her voice sleepy but hopeful. "Of course," Rachel replied, brushing a strand of hair from Lily's forehead. "We'll plan another trip to the rink." As Rachel kissed the twins goodnight and turned off the lights, she felt a renewed sense of determination. The journey of rebuilding their family was ongoing, but with each positive experience, they were moving closer to healing and understanding. In the quiet of her own room, Rachel reflected on the day's events. She felt encouraged by Marcus's efforts and hopeful about the future. With patience, love, and continued commitment, she believed they could navigate this new chapter and build a stronger, more connected family. The crisp autumn air carried a sense of change as Rachel and the twins prepared for their final scheduled meeting with Marcus. The past few months had been a whirlwind of emotions, filled with moments of joy and apprehension as they navigated the process of rebuilding their relationship with him. Today's meeting was to be a significant one, as Rachel and Marcus had agreed it was time to discuss the future more concretely. They had chosen a serene park for their meeting, a place with quiet paths and a small pond that offered a peaceful setting. Rachel hoped the calm environment would facilitate an honest and open discussion. As they arrived at the park, Rachel noticed Marcus already at the designated spot, sitting on a bench with a contemplative expression. He stood up as they approached, his demeanor showing a mixture of nervousness and anticipation. "Hi, everyone," Marcus greeted with a warm but slightly tense smile. "Hi, Marcus," Rachel responded, trying to keep her voice steady. "Thanks for meeting us here." The twins offered polite nods, their expressions a blend of curiosity and caution. Rachel led them to a nearby picnic table where they could sit comfortably and talk. After they settled, Rachel took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. "Marcus, we've all enjoyed spending time with you over the past few months. It's been good to see how much effort you've put into reconnecting with Lily and Noah." Marcus nodded, his expression earnest. "I appreciate that, Rachel. I know this process hasn't been easy, and I'm grateful for the chance to be involved in their lives." Rachel glanced at the twins, noting their quiet anticipation. "I think it's time we discuss how things will move forward. We need to be clear about expectations and ensure that we're all on the same page." Marcus looked at the twins, his gaze softening. "I want to be a positive presence in your lives. I understand that it's important to build trust and be consistent. I'm committed to making that happen." Lily, who had been quietly observing, spoke up. "What do you think we should do next? What happens now?" Marcus took a moment to collect his thoughts before responding. "I think it's important to establish a regular schedule for us to spend time together. Maybe we can plan activities that you both enjoy and continue building our relationship." Noah nodded, considering Marcus's suggestion. "That sounds good. We could keep doing things like going to the park or ice skating." Rachel felt a sense of relief at their willingness to consider the next steps. "That sounds like a good plan. Consistency will help us all adjust and build trust." Marcus turned to Rachel, his expression serious. "I also want to be clear about my intentions. I'm not expecting to step into a role that I haven't earned. I'm here to support and be present in whatever capacity I can." Rachel appreciated Marcus's honesty and the clarity he provided. "I think that's a fair approach. We'll take things one step at a time and see how it goes." As the conversation continued, they discussed various aspects of their new arrangement, including how often they would meet and the types of activities they could plan. Rachel and Marcus both agreed that open communication would be key to ensuring that everyone's needs and expectations were met. With the plans in place, the atmosphere became more relaxed. They spent the rest of the afternoon walking through the park, talking about everyday topics and sharing lighthearted moments. It was a pleasant ending to a significant conversation, and Rachel felt a sense of cautious optimism about the future. As they neared the end of their time together, Marcus expressed his gratitude once more. "Thank you for working through this with me, Rachel. I'm hopeful that we can continue to build something positive." Rachel nodded, her heart feeling a mix of relief and hope. "Thank you for being committed to this process, Marcus. I'm hopeful too." The twins said their goodbyes, and Marcus watched as they walked away, his expression thoughtful. Rachel could see that he was reflecting on the gravity of the situation and the importance of his role moving forward. On the drive home, Lily and Noah chattered about their plans for the upcoming activities with Marcus. Rachel listened, her heart full of mixed emotions. She was pleased to see the positive impact of their efforts, but she was also mindful of the ongoing journey ahead. That evening, as Rachel tucked Lily and Noah into bed, she felt a deep sense of accomplishment. The day had been a crucial step in their journey, and she was grateful for the progress they had made. As she kissed the twins goodnight and turned off the lights, Rachel felt a renewed sense of hope and determination. The future was still uncertain, but she was confident that with patience, love, and continued effort, they could navigate this new chapter together. In the quiet of her room, Rachel reflected on the journey they had undertaken. She knew there would be challenges ahead, but she felt optimistic about the path they were on. With each step forward, she believed they were building a stronger, more connected family, ready to face whatever the future held.